We're living in strange days. Wars we didn't expect, ideologies clashing like tectonic plates, and music has turned to a kind of digital lobotomy. But this chaos, this is exactly the kind of storm that forges something new. This isn't the end, and that's where punk rock renaissance begins. I tapped into my inner PsychoBard, a fusion of everything I've studied, everything I've lived, and everything I refuse to forget. It is my heraldry of the movement. The punk rock renaissance is upon us. Now I know this might sound random, but I want to talk for a second about ancient China. Not because this is a history lesson, it's not about Chinese civilization, it's just an example, a lens. Because what we see there, we see in every culture. Ancient Greece, Rome, medieval Europe, even now. Especially when the world is cracked open. When war and upheaval are boiling over, it's like a witch's brew of ideologies and chaos. Sometimes it gives birth to the sublime, the fifth element. Back then, in China, we're talking about the Warring States period, roughly the 5th to 3rd centuries BCE, a time when ancient China was fractured, violent, and full of uncertainty. Kingdoms were at war. Alliances were breaking. Everything felt unstable, like the world was coming apart, and yet it was also one of the most philosophically explosive, culturally productive moments in human history. That's when these 5 elements arose, not from peace, but from crisis, just like today. 5 elements. Confucianism, family values, hierarchy, rituals, conservative energy, respect the ancestors, stay in your lane. Moism, peace, love, and universal care, make love, not war. Radical pacifism that actually kind of worked, at least on a small scale. Legalism, no gods, no masters, just the state, law over everything. You follow the system, no questions asked. Academic intellectualism, brilliant, esoteric, 5 people decoding footnotes about footnotes. I've been there, I'm a PhD, I wrote a dissertation in another life. I know it lives in the scrolls, but I also know that the truth screams too. It sings, it burns, it breaks curfews. And then, Taoism, Tao Te Ching. It slipped through the cracks, didn't shout, didn't demand, it floated. A vibe, a current, a sublime resistance. Not a hallucination, but the kind of clarity people chase with hallucinogens. You can find it without drugs, without sedation, through rhythm, through vision, through rebellion, through vibing with people. That's the 5th element. That's the current we ride in the punk rock renaissance. See, the first 4, they're like the 4 elements, earth, air, fire, water. But that last one, the Tao, that's the 5th. That's aether. That's the unnameable thing. That's what we are tuned to. Not tradition, not utility, not obedience, not academic performance. The sublime. The thing that breaks through the algorithm, the dream, the ache, the myth in your bloodstream. And here's why that matters now. The Tao wasn't born in peace. It came out of collapse. Just like everything worth remembering. The Renaissance came after plague. Punk exploded in economic despair. Myth is born from the ruins. Right now, our collapse is cultural, ideological, spiritual. But that also means it's fertile. What we should fear isn't the chaos, it's sedation. Lobotomy music. Just vibe, don't feel, don't think, forget who you are. That's the algorithm's lullaby. That's Brave New World on a loop. I'm allergic to it. PsychoBard is the opposite. Not sedation, subversion, not escapism, vision, not forgetting, remembering. So if your soul's out of sync with the algorithm, if your heartbeat skips when the guitar wails just right, you're not alone. This is your invitation. The punk rock renaissance is already humming under the floorboards. What we're doing is turning up the volume.